Before the mighty Tyrannosaurus rex and its relatives ruled the Mesozoic world's last act, Earth's top predators were the Carcharodontosaurus. These huge carnivores, named for their distinctive shark-like teeth, populated much of the world across the Early Cretaceous. They ranged in size from the 3 m or 9.88 ft long Lajasvenator to the colossal 13 m or 42.6 ft long Giganotosaurus. At the larger end of these sizes, and the subject of today's video, was Tyrannotitan chabotensis, a massive carcharodontosaurid from the early Cretaceous of what would eventually become Argentina. Today, we will be coming face to face with this apex predator of the prehistoric world to discover exactly how it lived, how it interacted with the ecosystem it lived in, and how it was discovered. Tyrannotitan chabotensis was a gigantic species of Carcharodontosaurid that lived from 113 to around 100.5 million years ago in what is now the Chubut province of Argentina, situated in the south of the country. It was very close in size to the largest of the Carcharodontosaurus. Like Giganotosaurus, it was capable of reaching 12 to 13 m or 40 to 43 feet in length. Combine this with an estimated body weight of between 5 to 7 tons, and you have the makings of an exceedingly powerful carnivore. Unlike animals such as Carcharodontosaurus and Giganotosaurus, however, Tyrannotitan was known to have possessed unusually short arms. In other Carcharodontosaurids, the arms are more pronounced. So, it is believed that Tyrannotitan did not employ major use of them in hunting and killing its prey. Tyrannotitan is also identifiable from others of its group by examining its hip and tail vertebrae. Tyrannotitan's bones in these areas of its body lack the air pockets seen in similar dinosaurs. This meant that the animal was heavy and robust, relying more on weight and power than speed and agility. These bones also possess high spines, which may have contained the attachment points for strong muscles in the animal's legs and tail. Like all theropods, its tail was carried high off the ground, and these muscles were vital to keep balance if the dinosaur did not have the aforementioned air pockets in its bones. It is believed that Carcharodontosaurids may have evolved from the Allosaurids, a group of apex predators that were extremely successful in the Jurassic period. Evidence for this can be seen in Tyrannotitan. There is a great deal of resemblance between its teeth and the teeth of dinosaurs such as Allosaurus, which supports this idea. Tyrannotitan may therefore be an animal that shows a direct point of change between Allosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus. Rather than being smoothly curved, Tyrannotitan's teeth were covered in denticles, small tooth-like structures on top of the actual tooth that provided the animal with an extra jagged cutting layer to stab at its food. Later, Carcharodontosaurids did not have these denticles. Tyrannotitan first came to light when a series of well-preserved fossils were discovered in the rocks on the grounds of Lajasvenator Farm, near the town of Paso de Indios. Here, deep in the heart of Chubut Province, Cerrero Barcino Formation, were the animal's preserved vertebrae, ribs, humerus, ulna, ilium, femur, fibula, metatarsals, and teeth, amongst other materials. These fossils were later described by Fernando E. Novas, Sylvan Adil, Pat Vickers-Rich, and Tom Rich in 2005, who determined the animal to be a giant cargoid. Following the description of the dinosaur, there was some doubt within the paleontological community that Tyrannotitan represented its own individual genus. Its similarities to some of the earlier South American Carcharodontosaurids have led to suggestions that the dinosaur should indeed be a synonym of one of these existing genera. Scientists are continuing to learn more and more about these huge apex predators each year, and questions have been raised about sexual dimorphism within the group. Sexual dimorphism can be seen in many modern animals. It is the evolutionary process where males and females of a species will look different to one another. Lions, elephant seals, anglerfish, ducks, hornbills, and even humans to an extent exhibit this trait in the modern animal kingdom. And there is strong evidence to suggest that some dinosaurs were sexually dimorphic too. Some paleontologists believe then that Tyrannotitan may be a male or female of an already existing genus, due to the fact that it was discovered in close proximity to other large Carcharodontosaurid remains. Additionally, paleontologists have not yet unearthed a complete Tyrannotitan specimen, and the specimens we do have are few in number. We will have to wait and see if this gets proven or disproven in the future. The animal's name translates into English as Tyrannotitan from Chabut in reference to the sheer size of the animal and where it was discovered. There is evidence to suggest that Tyrannotitan was a keen hunter in its environment, but paleontologists have suggested that it may also have been a scavenger carrion. Many species of carnivore are opportunistic in nature and will take meat when it's readily available to them. But Tyrannotitan does seem to have been an apex predator, and as such acted as a keystone species in its environment, capable of hunting some of the region's largest herbivores. Tyrannotitan shared its environment with several species of extremely large long-necked sauropod dinosaurs, which would have been exceedingly difficult if not impossible to hunt. The young, old, or injured members of these species, however, would have been a different story, and there is speculation that Tyrannotitan may have been well adapted to pick out these individuals. Tyrannotitan's small arms would not have aided it much in the hunt, especially if the animals it was hunting were some of the largest around. Instead, it relied upon its aforementioned jagged teeth, which were covered in denticles to perhaps provide another layer of shredding damage to its prey. The wounds inflicted by these teeth would have caused immense bleeding damage, and the bite itself would likely have been extremely powerful. In order to locate and hunt prey, it is believed that Tyrannotitan would have laid in wait by water sources where it knew prey would eventually pass through to drink. Its fossils have been discovered in environments that were once populated by wetlands, swamps, and rivers, which would have been teeming with life in Tyrannotitan's day. Moreover, the predator itself would have had access to drinking water in these areas. If this is true, the dinosaur would have likely concealed itself in a hiding spot, likely vegetation around the water's edge before planning its next move carefully. Smaller, easier to hunt animals could be taken quickly, but in the event of saurians moving in to drink, Tyrannotitan would have needed to study its prey, carefully deciding on an individual to attack, as well as the correct moment to strike that individual. If Tyrannotitan did hunt sauropods in this fashion, there is a chance, albeit an unconfirmed one, that it may have exhibited social behaviors, working as part of a small pack to tackle prey together. Tyrannotitan's home of the Chabad province in Argentina was part of the wider Cerro Barcino Formation, a site that has yielded many excellently preserved fossils over the years. The fossils here are dated from the Aptian to the Cenomanian age of the Cretaceous and represents the transitional time from the early to late stages of the period. At this time, these lands would have been humid forested wetlands harboring a great deal of dinosaur life. Some of the largest known dinosaurs have been discovered here, many of which may have interacted with or have been preyed upon by Tyrannotitan. The most likely prey of Tyrannotitan was the basal sauropodal sauropod Chabutosaurus. This dinosaur is well known from this locality, and like many sauropods was a giant of its time. Adults measured around 18 m or 59 ft long and could weigh up to 12 tons. Later estimates have stated that this animal could grow even larger, citing a length of 23 m or 75 ft. Unless Tyrannotitan acted socially, when hunting, adult Chabutosaurus were essentially untouchable in their environment. But young or injured individuals could likely be hunted with a greater degree of ease. Remarkably, Giganotosaurus was not even the largest dinosaur of the Stacino Formation. That honor goes to Patagonitan, one of the largest animals ever to exist on planet Earth. This huge titanosaur is thought to have reached a total length of 31 m or 102 ft from head to tail, and could have weighed between 50 to 57 tons. Healthy adults would have had no natural predators. Not only were these dinosaurs extremely large, they were also robustly built and powerful animals. Fossils of Patagonitan have gone on tour around the world, having been exhibited in various natural history museums in major world cities. Recently, Titan remains were on display in London's Natural History Museum as part of a special temporary exhibition. Tyrannotitan was not the only theropod present here, and remains have also been discovered that are thought to belong to a ceratosaurid, a group that were successful in the Jurassic, but became less common throughout the Cretaceous. Genioctes is known from the Cerro-Barcino Formation and is thought to have measured roughly 6 m long or 21 ft. This dinosaur is thought to have targeted smaller prey than Tyrannotitan due to its build and overall size. Much is still being learned about this dinosaur, however, and scientists do not have a clear view of what exact part it played in its ecosystem and family tree. So, that was a rundown of Tyrannotitan, one of the largest and most powerful theropods of the Cretaceous period. Much is still being learned about this dinosaur, and hopefully it will continue to reveal itself to scientists as the years go on. Its size, build, and nature make this one of the most intimidating animals of the Mesozoic. And it would be a shame for the rest of this animal to be lost to the animals of time.